All right, sports fans, in a couple of my videos about my wife's car and our 911 also, I've mentioned the fact that I have an 86 944 turbo track car. Well, I can't believe it, but I finally got around to shooting some video of my track car. This is the Thunderbolt grease slapper in the flesh. It was my street car way back, of course, black. And I didn't even have a garage at the time. It was black, so it of course got very dirty right away all the time. So I needed to change the color, make it brighter somehow, and I found this Mexico blue in an article in Excellence magazine. One day I took it over to the body shop about a quarter mile from my house, not even, and dropped it off, came back home, got on my motorcycle, took off for 2 weeks, came back, and it was blue. They did a nice job. $1,500, painted the whole car. So anyway, after having it blue for a while, and the thing morphed into a track car once we got our 911, and I realized this didn't have to be our nice Sunday driving around car anymore. And let me tell you what a blast it is to take your car and make that commitment to swapping it out to the track and ripping everything out of it and weighing things, going, heater? Who needs a heater? So anyway, that was a lot of fun. Ripped it all down. I had already had these wheels on. These are Kinesis K27s. They really changed up the look of the car, of course, when it was black, and they look good all the time. So that's just the way it is. I've done a number of track days with this thing. I've been driving Porsche Club Driver's Ed since 2008, and depending on how many engines I break in a summer, I've broken a few, no doubt about it. Anybody that's had 944s will tell you, hey, you better have a good parts connection and some spare time. So anyway, like I said, I've done a number of track days on it. When it runs like a bastard. Let's see where to start. Oh, well, that little splitter on the bottom there, my yellow splitter, I got that at my buddy's place at European Precision. I was taking a car apart for him one day to go to the dump, and I looked at that splitter on and went, hey, wait a minute. Took it off, and I'll tell you, if anybody says the front splitter from a 92 Olds Cutlass Supreme won't fit on a 944, you can tell them they are wrong. I cut some holes in the hood last summer just to make it a little bit different. I got a different colored hood, so that's the best I could do with that Ford engine paint, because I wasn't going to buy some more Mexico blue. Just recently I had a new window banner made by my t-shirt guy in my car, the Checks in the Mail Motorsport 951 right there. And then my t-shirt guy that did the sign for me, I asked him to help me jazz my car up a little bit more, and he made this for me, my Uber sticker. So I think that's pretty fun, because you got to have fun with this. If it ain't fun, there's no point in going. The car, like I said, is pretty much gutted. I've got Sparco racing seats in it that I've had for a long, long time. A few years back, Mark Francis at OG Racing hooked me up with, you can't even really see it, a roll bar setup. And of course that makes you feel a whole lot better once you got that in there. The usual stuff, brake bias valve, air fuel ratio gauge, removable steering wheel deal, belts, the whole 9 yards. So I've had this on the dyno before. It makes 340 horsepower at the wheels, not a lot of boost, just a bit. I have an adjustable boost controller to where I can turn it up a little if I like. When I took the car apart to turn it into a track car, I realized you don't need a muffler. The heck you got a muffler for? So I took my 3-inch pipe that went down the middle of the car and got a 90-degree elbow, and that is now my exhaust system, 3 inches right out the side, no muffler. And it works pretty good. So I think I'm only about 3 stickers away from gaining 0.2 of a second a lap. I've got a number of stickers on there. Let's see here. I'll show you the engine. Trying to do this in one take because I have no editing software whatsoever. This is just on my telephone. So there we go. We have an AccuSump. After scorching some bearings a few times, I had forgotten about this, so I have the whole AccuSump system. Stainless steel turbo pipes, mass airflow, billet blow-off valve. It's got pistons and rods in it, and a block with whoa, I'll be looking for this, a block with Darton steel sleeves in it, so it works pretty well. Fires right up, and, I mean, I've had it apart a number of times, so even when it breaks, it doesn't scare me all that much. Luckily, in all the years I've been driving it, I've managed to not crash it, which I probably shouldn't even say because I'm going to Watkins Glen in 2 weeks, but I've managed to keep it off of anything. And that's good, because I've always told guys, the nuts and bolt stuff I can fix, no problem. The bodywork stuff, I haven't got a clue, so that would really suck. I made myself, with spare parts pretty much, a oil cooler setup here that I put in the back, and for my transmission, and that works pretty well. It's of course wired up with a fan on it, so once I get the oil hot, I can switch it on and it'll circulate and pull air through that little cooler. So I don't want to go crazy here showing you all this stuff, but it's got, it's got brakes, and it's got a spec, actually it's got a Porsche Motorsports 951 disc in it, and a spec flywheel. Sorry, well, I got a lightened Lindsay Racing flywheel and a spec pressure plate, and I've been reusing that pressure plate for about 7 years. That thing never fails. The car has a Lindsay Racing Super 75 turbocharger. It's just your normal 951 deal. So anyway, that is it. The Checks in the Mail Motorsports 944 turbo track car. So I hope you enjoy this. If you got any questions, by all means, reply, send me a message, and we can chat 944s. All right, guys, take care. Bye.